Oh, sweet. Water bottle. Please get over my way. Here we go. Oh, I got something for you, man. Oh! Roots? Really? Oh my god, dude. Ay, ay, ay. That's gonna be fun. Ah yeah, today's gonna be a good day. Welcome back to the channel, buddy, and I hope you're doing fine. So, new event, and we have some spicy news for you guys. So I was able to record a little bit early. You can see all the topics that we're gonna discuss today, and as always, there are timestamps in the description below, so you can just jump to whatever chapter you fancy. And with that, let's go. Alrighty, and I think we will have a look at the battle pass. So you can see here the price tags, right? I mean, I got some BBs here to spare on the server. We're gonna just bam. Sweet. Now let's have a look at the single items. Alrighty then, I'm just gonna place myself up here so I'm not too much in the way. Then first unlock will be One Who Flies. So we saw him already from the trailer. Pretty nice skin actually. And I like the theme that they have for the weapons and everything. Look at that. That is a skin type that fits Hunt. A Vandal 73C. I played now lately due to viewer requests. Lots of Vandals, and they're actually not too bad. And we have a badge, the Scout badge, level 3. We get a Centennial skin. We have already a couple, but hey, I don't mind one more. Next, we have the Double Spin. A notorious trick favored by those wanted dead or alive. Can be used on all Vandal 73C variants. Looks nice. Then Weapon Charm, yeah, okay, I'm not the biggest, the biggest fan of Weapon Charmers, but here you go. Then we get some BB Spec, and then we have an Alert Trip Mine, the Loud Footfall, Legendary Skin Unlock. Sweet. And now you're probably wondering, does it have a new color, or is it just a reskin of the item and not of the flare that is inside? Well. So yeah, and sorry to disappoint you guys. That is sadly just a standard flare and not a green one or any other different color. Alright, and then we have One Who Flies, an avatar unlock, and then we have the Romero 77. So we had that theme already with the whole gray thingy. It looks fantastic. Especially here at the front, the ornaments, I think that looks pretty sweet. Then we have some title unlocks, sure, we have a Weapon Charm, yeah. Then we have that again on the Nagant Precision. Nagant Precision is something that I don't see that often anymore, but maybe with that skin you can do some crazy good budget loadouts, and the Nagant is actually one of the few weapons that still has access to its bleed ammo. Then we have some Concertina Trip Mines, we have an animation. Nice! You can almost make music with that. Ugh. It's 2 AM. I do the editing, and now I realize that's actually the goddamn theme song. Nice. Next one, we're gonna have the Romero 77 Talon. Look at that blade. We have a lot of Romero Talon skins that are already bangers. That one is no exception. That one is pretty nice too. More BBs, and then we have the Fusees. Nice. Legendary skin unlock. Hunter's Burn, but only in flash. Yeah, okay. Now you probably, hey Mike, different color? Well. And you guessed it already, same as the Alert Trip Mine. This one right here just shines blue. Next we're gonna have to cook, that's a frame unlock, and then we have a new Lamette skin. Oh yeah, baby. Lamette is a pistol that I use a lot right now, so I appreciate another skin for that. Next, we're gonna have a Sunny Sniper. Sunny Sniper is something that I sometimes see on my enemies when they're dead in the ground. Skin is good. Man, I love this right here. That looks fantastic. I love it when the skins that they show us have a little bit more structure to it and not just like a paint job, so that's good. Next one, a frame unlock for the Scout. We have the Vandal 73C Striker. The Chef's Kiss Striker. Oh yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even see that yet. With that little thing here. Oh, that's amazing. I like that. So, okay, equipment animation unlock. Saloon Keeper's Roll can be used on the Lamette and Haymaker. Nice. Okay, I play these weapons a lot, so that's nice. More BBs back. Then we have the Final Sip, a Charm unlock. I mean, it looks good. My god, man. He has some grotesque stuff. Then, we have the throwing axe here. All the cutlery welded together, but yeah, looks cool. I'm not a throwing axe player, but if you are, I think you get a nice skin here. Then the avatar unlocked the cook. We have another hive bomb, the bone broth. Delicious. Then we have the cook. Yeah, I think a few people will have fun with that. Me personally, probably not so much. Also, when the animation ends, the knives disappear. Okay. Semi-trauma, that one is beautiful. I like that, you know, how they modeled the trauma part of it. Nice. Time to bonk people again. Time to find some bleed ammo for it and go absolutely crazy on people. I like that one. Also, this is unlock 39 because it jumped to the end. Okay. Then we have the Nagant Deadeye. That is now level 30. The next unlock after the cook. Yeah, again, not a weapon that I will use much, but it is fantastic. We have the Death Pack, the frame unlock. Then we have Steer Up the Hornet's Nest. Oh my god. The gentle strokes there at the end. Yeah, sure. Nice. No wonder they attack most of the time Tosser, not the actual target when you do that. Then we have the Noctiluca. Oh, there's a fire beetle in there, like, not a firefly in there. That's cool. Does it blink at night? I mean, weapon charms are tiny. I don't think you will spot that, but still. You get more BBs back. Then we have poison trip mines. Sure. We have Vandal 73C Bullseye. A bullseye, not a dead eye. Yeah, don't get confused because it's called a bullseye. It plays like a dead eye. You need iron eye for maximum value, as you can see right here in the shooting range. And 37, Trailblazer, the badge unlock. We have, oh yeah, dude, that's a phenomenal heavy knife skin. I mean, we have lots of skins that are really cool for the heavy knife. And then, we talked already about it, that is the Semi-Trauma at rank 39. Then, this time I do it right. Level 40, we get the Red Raven, the avatar unlock. We get the skin for this ammo box there, more BBs. Then the Romero 77 Alamo. Beautiful. That thing also got a buff, if I remember correctly. We're gonna talk about that later in the video. We have a title unlock. We have a Haymaker. Nice, beautiful skin. For the knife and the heavy knife, important. So it's not just for the regular knife. Sweet. Maybe I'll play a little bit heavy knife then. More BBs. We get the Red Raven, the Hunter unlock. And then at the end, we get the Chum unlock for the bonus points. Okay, so I think the skins, they fit the game. There's nothing in there where I'm like, oh my god, why did they do that? Like, for example, clowns, but that's just me. We have 49 levels. Some real talk here, though. It's a little bit inflated with the badges, the titles, the avatars, and stuff like that. That is, I'm a little bit disappointed that we did not get a new weapon or new weapon variant. Again, I mean, this is nice. We're gonna play this, and we have a few new things that will spice up the gameplay a little bit, especially Tower Cards and Scouting Tower. We're gonna talk about that later, though. For now, we went through the rewards. Let's go to the rest of the video, shall we? Okay, and let's talk now about my highlight or one of the highlights from the patch 2.7 at the new event. Let's talk about the Firebreather. So Firebreather is a little bit of an immolator type, so lots of fire, and he has a long-range attack. It feels like they used the fire rifle, like the flame rifle animation for that. And yeah, the damage behaves like it too. So when he toasts you, it's not like you lose all the bars instantly. You're on fire, take charcoal damage, and yeah, you have to be careful, but it's not the end of the world. Also, same rules as for the immolator. Don't poke it, don't slash it. So anything that does piercing, anything that does slashing, it will erupt flames. It's not exploding. So stabbing an immolator, as I think we all did it every now and then, but that thing does not explode. But it kind of leaks flames and they can set you on fire too. But you're not instantly losing a small bar, which is the really big issue when fighting an immolator without soft skin. Okay, and let me share a few tips and tricks for the Firebreather for you guys. Now, when it comes to his range attack, you can't just sit on high ground and ignore it. You have to be careful a little bit. If you go to the edge, he will hit you with his Fire Breath. And the cool thing is that this new AI does not explode, so you can just use a spear and toss it at him. Just keep in mind that when you hit them in the arm, they will not die, so you need at least a torso hit. But since they don't explode, you can't just shoot them. I mean, of course, that will attract other people because you're making noise, but that is not necessary. You can just run over there, use some blunt damage to stock off your rifle, some dusters maybe. I personally will just take the spear because the spear is just still against AI god tier levels. But crossbows and other stuff will work too. When you have to fight the Flame Breather and he's doing that flame attack, don't just tank it. It's a static animation. I know this sounds weird, but it always goes in one direction the moment he starts his animation. He is not turning while doing it. So just side up to minimize the damage that you're taking. He's very weak to blunt damage. I was surprised that I just could run over there, do 2 light attacks with the knuckle knife, and he was on the floor. When they are in deep water, they have this same sizzling effect as the immolators, and then you can just do whatever. You can use piercing and slashing, there will be no fire. What you can do is toss a water bottle at them. That will kill them too. You can, of course, do some sneaky plays. You crouch up to them, behind them where they can see you, and then you do like the 1-2 punch combo and then they're dead. But what is the most important thing is that you dodge the stream. You can also put an obstacle between you and the Fire Breather. Just keep in mind that this flame attack will create puddles of fire on the floor. So the beam might not hit you, but the fire pool on the floor, that one, be careful with that. So yeah, Fire Breather, I can see that a little bit, because you can't just jump on high ground and be safe. If it's like a little bit of high ground, he will hit you with his fire attack. I think it's a cool AI. We have now another fire AI. I would have wished for something new, but I like the design. He's not as punishing as the Immolator with, you know, not exploding, instantly taking a small bar. But the fire stream, when I fought him, it can go a little bit around corners. Not much though. It's just like the flame rifle. I think it's cool. Fire again will mess up a lot of people. Especially since that stream of fire will ignite you very quickly, right? If an immolator catches you off guard and you're careful and you're only using blunt damage, you're good. So when it comes comparing it to the immolator, I'm not sure which one is worse. The immolator at least runs towards you, so when you're in cover, he runs behind the cover too, and you can just dispatch of him with some blunt damage. That thing right there, when it sees you to cover, comes over to you, stops in front of you, might not reach the cover, and will just, you know, spit at you with the volcanic acid, and you're just on fire. So when you see that thing come over to you, do not hesitate, especially when you are already in combat, just shoot the thing. Just shoot the thing, it will die very quickly. Because the fire beam will set you on fire compared to the immolator faster. So the immolator you really have to mess up, believe me, been there, done that. But as long as the enemy is not shooting it, that thing will not set you on fire. Which is not completely true. Because they changed the immolator. Did you know that? I should probably make a specific chapter for this, but most of the people will click on this one, so I'm just gonna mention it right now. He deals now charcoal damage with his regular attacks. And yes, when he hits you enough times, he's gonna set you on fire. Isn't that fantastic? So let me know in the comment section. I know I'm saying this a lot, but I'm really curious. Which one do you think will be worse for you? Firebreather or the immolator? Okay, so guns changed also quite a bit, and a few things are quite crazy in my opinion. So first I'm gonna showcase everything, and then we're gonna discuss it for a second. First we're gonna talk about the Airae, and it's gonna be the Cyclone, and that thing got nerfed. They decreased the damage a little bit from 124 to 120, and they increased the recoil from 6 to 7. Also, they reduced the reserve ammo from 20 to 16. So let's talk about this real quick. Honestly, yes, Cyclone nerf justified. That thing could 2-tap you, no matter where it hit it. 2 leg shots, you're dead. I mean, obviously before the damage drop-off kicked in. So now it's still strong, because lag and arm shots means you still die. So as long as they, you know, don't hit your legs twice, you will still die. To be fair though, at longer distances with damage drop-off, you will feel this. 4 damage might not sound like much on paper, but when you play it, it will have some impact. So I hope I will get last 2 tapped spammed by the Cyclone. Let's see. Then, some weapons got nerfed, but honestly, most of them that we're gonna talk about today got buffed. Like, for example, the Berthier. So the Berthier has now reduced cycle time from 2.1 seconds to 1.7, which is funny because previously the weapon stats were incorrectly displayed as 1.7 already. And I have to say, Berthier was not trash, the pick rate was low though. I would always be careful with buffing long ammo though, because you have now, I think, very good damage, very good velocity. You can have 2 ammo types. I think it's also the gun that has the most spare ammo. I'm not 100% sure, at least from the bolt action long ammo rifles. That makes the Berthier very, very attractive. But if you think the Berthier is attractive right now, wait until you saw the Mako. And now you're probably, the Mako, really, Mike? Yes. The Mako has now reduced cycle time from 1.6 to 1.35. And with Airae and I, the cycle time is reduced from 1.5 to 1.3. That thing shoots fast now. They also reduced the reload speed from 13 to 11 seconds, so the reload is now faster too. See, this is what I don't understand with Crytek. Crytek is doing all these changes, and they just tune a little bit, and now they touched regular cycle time, the Airae and I cycle time, and the reload speed. I think just adjusting the cycle time was already enough. And then you see how it goes. Mako will be interesting, and I can't wait to get some, you know, actual combat. You can stand in front of the target dummies and shoot them, and it's gonna be like, yeah, okay. But when you have penetration, different distances, damage drop-off, how does this all deal at the end of the day? Because Mosin is super reliable with 2-tap, compared for, you know, a Crack, for example. Well, let's see how that will check out at the end of the day. And then we have 2 more. One is the Romero 77 Alamo, and they reduced the reload time from 18.2 seconds to 14 seconds. Well, I mean, no discussion, that's a buff, but that still doesn't tackle the main issue that I have with this gun. Main issue is I can only have 1 ammo type, and I cannot have a Talon variant with it. This is why the regular Romero is so much stronger. It's not about the reloading, it's the cycle time. So the cycle time of the Alamo is faster than just, you know, reloading a base Romero, but it's not that much faster. The reload at the end, man, if I fired my Alamo 5 times, okay, and you're not dead, then I don't deserve to reload, in my opinion. This does not tackle the issue with the Alamo. Making it faster to reload is whatever. Reducing the cycle time maybe would have been good to increase the fire rate a tiny bit, because you have to be super careful. It can't be too fast. We don't want any more spammy weapons. But yeah, let's see how that will feel. I will still pass on the shotgun, honestly. And then at the end we have the Haymaker, and they reduced the reload time from 21.8 seconds to 18.2 seconds. Yeah, okay. I think the Haymaker is good. I run it occasionally. And yes, the slow reload is annoying. And with this, it's gonna be a little bit less annoying. Let me just talk about a few more things. I don't have clips for this because, well, Flame Rifle was not on the recording server, but the Flame Rifle got buffed too. So they increased the barrage time, so how long you can have that stream going, that stream of fire, from 1.5 to 2 seconds. That was something that a lot of people asked for. So the Flame Rifle was, or is right now, a little bit too weak, and I hope with the patch this will change. What else do we have there? Oh yeah, you can slightly increased max oil ammo to allow for longer barrage, and slightly decreased damage against targets and brutes. So they actually nerfed it. But honestly, I don't know if you ever used the Flame Rifle against AI, and it's just, it's ridiculous, okay? You melt everything, and I don't think that is a good thing. Whatever. And then we have fix an issue that stopped the pumping animation from being interrupted. Alright. What I said in my feedback videos was the stream needs to be longer, the burst needs to be longer before you have to pump again. That, and maybe let the flames travel a little bit faster. But tiny changes, and the 0.5 seconds might feel already good. We have a few more things that I will just read from my notes right now. They increase the damage multiplier for basic compact ammo, all non-FMJ, from 0.7 to 0.75. Yeah, after penetrating one layer, and from 0.4 to 0.5 after the second layer. So overall a compact ammo buff. Yeah, okay. I mean, the whole penetration topic is already bananas because it changed and whatnot. Let's see how it will look in real life. I don't think we will feel it that much. And slightly increase the maximum material thickness all non-FMJ compact ammo can penetrate. That's actually above the wallbanging. Yeah, okay. I don't know if they know what they want to do with all the wallbanging. It will be kind of whatever. So, takeaway from this chapter is Cyclone nerfed probably not enough because, yeah, nobody will just shoot you twice in the leg. But let's see. Berthier and Marco, very interesting. They might see an increase in pick rate. Haymaker, sure, and Alamo is whatever. Flame Rifle, couldn't test it yet, need some PvP, we don't have that on a recording server. Okay, enough. You're informed now, let's go to the next one. So, we have new cards, but we also have a rework for some old cards. Before I'm gonna dip into the new ones, let's just quickly talk through the changes for the old ones. Let's go. So the Sun card was something that I almost never picked, and now they changed it. They increased the duration of the Sun Tower card's effect to 90 seconds from 60. I don't know if this will be relevant because, well, any poison, any bleed, any fire will just stop this, and lots of people run around with these types of custom ammo. But hey, it's a start. The next card we're gonna talk about is the Magician Tower card. The decoy now also triggers the red clue effect on boss target whispers for enemy teams. I think this is a little buff. It's more for trolling people. You can make that thing glow red non-stop and people will get super paranoid while you're roaming the map and you're actually doing something else. Can be good for slowing down the people trying to kill the bounty while you do a quick resupply run, or maybe you need to restore bars at the restoration medkit. But otherwise the Magician card will still be kinda meh. The world, and this is gonna be a very welcome change. It now rewards one clue reward, that means event points, conduit trade buffs and whatnot, per boss target discovered with it. This is a really cool change because the world card was actually a nerf when you played solo and you had conduit. And the last changed one is the Tower Tarot card. It now does additional damage against boss targets and kills wild targets. It already dealt so much damage and now you just snip your fingers and Roger is dead. So I don't know how much these changes will actually do. I think it's whatever because it's not tackling the issue that the Sun card actually has. Yeah, the Magician card is whatever. I love the World card rework. I might actually bring this card now. Especially when I play trap builds, I find the boss faster now without getting punished for it, so the card is doing its job. Sweet, and then I can just prep before you arrive. Tower card is kinda... Yeah, I think the Tower card was really cool with the Battlepass because we played the card for the huge dopamine trigger with all the hit markers. Yeah, sure, now you just stomp wild targets. It's kinda... They were already... yeah, okay. So, I don't know if this is good or bad, but hey, leave a comment and let me know what you think about these changes. But we have new cards, so let's discuss those. Let's start with the first one, and that's gonna be the High Priestess. When used, the Tower card shows the direction of the closest enemy hunter. And you see this as a particle effect in the world and a temporary compass marker. And the effect will disappear after a few seconds. You can actually see the card burn out. If you play this card and there is no hunter present, the Tower card will just do nothing. Which is not bad, because then you can also check, hey man, am I alone on the map or is somebody camping the extraction? And you probably read it in a tooltip already, the duration is 30 seconds. And in case you're wondering where you can find this card, we're gonna talk about the Scout Towers in a second. And at first I was like, okay, this card sounds really strong, and I think it still is. The main issue is when you play the card and people are super far away, it will not do anything. It's mostly for checking, are you alone on the map or not. The crazy part is, it tracks people. When you're close enough, you can see the marker on your compass wiggle around. Yeah, the particle's a little bit delayed. I don't think you can use this reliably close range, but you could play the card and then play with the compass. I like this. I was a little bit worried it would be too strong. It might still be too strong, because with this card, you will know where people are. With the Hanged Man, you play the Hanged Man card, and sometimes, especially when you're not a veteran player, you cannot tell where these people are. Now you can tell the direction they are, you just don't know how far away they are. When they move though, you will see that that thing on like the marker on the compass might sway a little bit. And if there's any sway, you know they're really, really close. Cool card. Let's see how many benefits and sick plays we can get with this one. It's a little bit an anti-camping card, and just checking, is somebody camping the boss lair? So when the marker is right direction boss lair and, well, there's just a map border behind it, you know there's somebody sitting there waiting for you to pick it up and shoot you with a shotgun in the face. So I welcome that. Is it broken? Again, share some thoughts in the comment section. One more card that is new, and that one will be also used for tracking. Let's talk about the Pathfinder card. And that thing reveals all used clues on the map at the time of the card's usage. And the clues that got used are red. So the effect is for 30 seconds, and when you use the tarot card again, like a second one, then, well, it just updates the timer, and that's it. So that is a cool card, because people will always go for the first clue, right? 99% of the time. Sometimes they skip the opening clue because there's a double clue behind this compound, but otherwise they take this. You wait a couple seconds at the beginning when you took your clue, and when you're leaving the compound, you play the card, and you can see, did somebody spawn with you, very close, or not. You cannot do some mind games, of course, as a PvP player. You bring a High Priestess card, you check if somebody's left or right when you play it right at the spawn, and you skip the clue, and then you go to the people. And in case those people played the Pathfinder card, they think they're safe, because, well, nobody took that clue. And suddenly you are attacking from the distance because you played the High Priest. You can see already there will be crap ton of fancy plays with this stuff. You just have to be careful. You need to track your own clues, because your clues that you took, they will also be red. It would have been a nice quality of life thing to mark that maybe blue or white and not red, because red is always enemy. But yeah, it reveals all clues taken. And that includes your clues as well. So yeah, kind of cool. Let's see what we can do with these cards. I'm really looking forward to that though. Next up, let's talk about hidden information. So there will be a change with this event, with the Devil's Trail, and that's going to be that supply points and extraction points are now hidden on the map. So you start your match and it looks like that. So of course you want to reveal all the locations of the supply points and extraction points, and you can do this by finding and interacting with a scouting map in-game. These scouting maps, you can find them in the scout towers. I'm not 100% sure if they can spawn somewhere else. I found my maps always in the scout towers. And I don't know if this is intentional or not, but it's also revealing the wild target location and not just showing you the extractions and supply points. You can also just, you know, discover the locations by going to them. If you find a supply point, you get a pop-up. I think you get 5 event points, and it says, oh yeah, nice, hidden location, sweet. It's a little bit weird with the extraction points, because they get revealed by either you banishing a boss or picking up a bounty token. So killing the boss doesn't count. You have to be the guy who banishes it. And this is important because very often you can steal a banish by just stealing the last couple percentage of the boss. Happens frequently, more often than you think. You can also just use the chariot card. That won't get changed. So you're still swapping the extraction, but it's also revealing all the extractions. This will be very interesting. You can also use the spyglass and ping through the spyglass to reveal the locations. I tried, of course, to be a little bit cheesy, and I used the spyglass, and I was just like, you know, spinning around a little bit and just pinging everywhere. And it seems to be, or it seems you have to be kind of accurate on the extraction. It's important, though, that you can ping an extraction, because pinging the extraction apparently shows you if if it's open or not. Because seeing an extraction in the distance, you don't know if it's open or not. You run all the way over there and then you realize, oh yeah, extraction's closed, and then you walk back all sad. Right? So ping the extraction shows you if the extraction is open or not. And otherwise, told you already now a couple ways to get that info. I still don't know exactly how much of a fan I am, because, for example, I hate rain maps lately, so I just want to extract. Now I don't see the extractions anymore. To be fair, we're going to talk about this in a second though, the scout tower. The scout towers are marked on the map, and there's the map inside, and then you just see everything. And reaching these scouting towers, you can do that very quickly. So it's not a big deal. You have to be very, very careful though, because these scout towers will be an absolute hot zone. Especially the first couple days of the event. When you go there, my god. It's like honey for bees. Okay, you will find so many people over there. Be careful with traps. I can see already alert trip mine, dark dynamite satchel being a nuisance. Just placing that in there. And you know what? I'm already drifting off. So this is how it works now with the info, with the revealing of the extractions. Let's talk about the scout towers. And I also want to talk about this, and yes, I do this in every video, and I'm considering just scratching that from the script because it's nothing new, but I see every now and then new players, and I'm like, hey, let's just include the info, it takes 2 minutes. You can, again, farm event points. Right here, you have an overview that is from in-game. There you can see how to get these event points, and you can also see that revealing the hidden locations gives you now event points. So when you use a map and stuff like that, you get a crazy amount of event points. And then you use these event points to get pledge marks. There are other ways though to get pledge marks, not just every 25 points. Right here, another overview just for you. And you use that to break the seal on, I don't know, a restoration medkit, a sealed ammo box. The envelopes, there is so much, the weapon crates, and we have again the sealed cache, so that's back. So more restoration medkits, and the crazy part is that sealed cache can spawn with the burned convoy. So I had them like 150 meters apart in one of my sessions, and I could loot the homestead and the wildland in one go. Well, I couldn't because they're two big slot weapons, but there's the option to find now multiple sealed boxes on the map. So with these pledge marks, normally you just go for cash, 4-shot boons and stuff like that, which also means do not play any poison ammo during events because you get pledge marks again very, very easily, and most of the time people will just run around with a 4-shot boon and being immune to poison. Another big highlight are the scout towers. So you can always see them on the map. It's the only thing that is actually visible on the map at the beginning. And there are always 2. And this will be your new hot zone, your point of interest that you just beeline, at least at the beginning. So the scout towers contain a new interactive scouting map, that one we talked already about, that reveals all hidden supply points and extraction points, and also apparently the wild targets. We have new tarot cards over there. It's gonna be the High Priestess and the Pathfinder. They always spawn there, they're always both there. Then we have custom ammo over there, trades and weapons. There will also be a new trade called All Ears. There's one thing. These scout towers are a little bit different because most towers have only one access point. These have maybe 1 or 2 ramps, they have a ladder, so that is kind of cute. It will not open it up that much, but they have at the top very often, not always, but I checked, I don't know, 10 scouting towers or something like that. And because it's a scout tower, I assume there are a lot of snipers. So if you don't have a lot of cash, but you want to play a sniper, buy Marksman Scopesmith, go to the scout towers, check the top and pick up one of the sniper weapons. I mean, there can also just be Springfield Marksman, but I found Mosin snipers, crack snipers, Lebel Marksman, Bitier Marksman with custom ammo. Sometimes you just find a regular Sparks. It looks like it's mostly long range though. I didn't see a single time. Yeah, I didn't see a single shotgun. Well, to be fair, I found one Nitro. That is kind of like a shotgun, isn't it? They are cool. not the Nitro, obviously. I'm talking about the Scout Towers. It's just a new toy, right? New toys are always interesting and exciting. And you can reliably get the new traits and reliably get the tower cards. So it's not like you go to the Buy with an S and, oh, please, let there be a tower card. And then, yeah. The Scout Towers are also pretty nice because they let you reveal burned convoys. What are those? Okay, so burned convoys are just a special supply point. They can have the regular stuff that you can find at a sealed cache. So there can be a restoration medkit. I think I always saw a restoration medkit. There can be sealed weapons. What's very important is that I saw the post carriage there too. So you can find the pledge mark envelope and all the other envelopes kind of huddled together. You can get the event traits. There will always be catalysts, at least. Again, keep in mind that I don't play hundreds of matches on this test server. I play a lot, but not hundreds. So always take it with a little bit of grain of salt what, you know, any content creator is telling you when it comes to this. But yeah, for me it has to loot from the sealed cache. Knock yourself out with that one. Cool. So we talked about that. I also mentioned new traits. Traits, all ears, that one is a little bit bonkers. I'm really curious what you're gonna think about that one. Yeah, this one will be tricky, I tell you that, man. So we're gonna have a new trait called All Ears. Cost 2 pledge marks. You can get it at the Burned Convoy and at the Scout Tower. Now, what does it do? Well, it improves already your hearing, but it's gonna be in a special way. So when you use Darkside, Darkside is normally loud, right? And now with this trait, Darkside will be quiet. But that's not all. Hunter audio, that means footsteps from your enemies, are louder. I can't talk too much now and show it to you, so I'm doing a little bit of a mix here. What I think that is crazy is the distance, how far you can hear enemy footsteps. So in the clip, you will see that I'm on the south side, I think, of the compound. I use the trait. I hear the footsteps from the enemies on the other side of the boss lair. So you have the whole boss lair in between us, and then whatever distance is between them and the boss lair on top, and you can still hear them. Regular running footsteps. I don't know where the distance is for crouching and running, but it's somewhere between 100 and 150 meters. And I don't know. On one hand, I think this is great because you can actually hunt and track, and that's cool. And you also sacrifice a little bit of defense. It sounds weird. Let me explain. Because you cannot judge distance anymore now to the target while you're using Darkside. You don't know. Are they 50 meters away? Are they 100 meters away? I guarantee you people will bump into other people while using this trait. That will be hilarious, honestly. So if somebody runs right at you with Darkside and they're like, oh, please don't shoot me, shoot them because they were looking for you. On the other hand, this this can backfire. We have a few things, and then they tell us this is, you know, anti-camping and blah, blah, blah. For example, rain. People always try to explain to me, but it's an anti-camping mechanic because you can move then. This is not wrong what you're saying, but on the other hand, you just don't see people and you don't hear them either. So they're just gray and gray with a dark skin, and they just camouflage into the background, and the first thing that you see is, well, the muzzle flash from their Romero. Yeah, that's fun. So people can, of course, then just sit and use the trait, and until they hear something, they don't move. So this trait might backfire. The idea of it, I think, is cool. The distance, not so much. Again, I don't know the exact numbers because we had limited possibilities on the test server. And I can see it being used, for example, at the beginning of the match. Spawns are very close to each other. When you have this trait, you spawn in, you go into dark side, you do a little spin, and when you hear footsteps that is, you know, that are not your own or from your teammates, you know you will have a spawn fight. So I can see the new meta being, hey guys, let's not move for the first 10 seconds when we spawn in to counter all ears. Oh, Wusa. For snipers, this will be crazy. When you track people with the scope at 100 meters or something like that, very often they can break line of sight. But they can't break the line of sound. So you can, with experience, follow them in dark side, and the moment you know they're about to go into the open, you leave dark side and you scope. Ooh, so I see the possibilities from this trait. I'm a little bit afraid. We need to play this and then make a decision. This is the only thing in this whole event where my tummy aches a little bit, and where I hope, if it's really not great, that there will be a hotfix for that. Like the Priestess card in the Pathfinder, you can play around with that too, and Priestess card will be strong, not OP, but strong. But this right here, oh, this could turn into something annoying or great. I don't know yet. And since it's all about hunting and tracking in this update, let's talk about passive tracking. So you saw it already in the clips probably, that a few things changed. When you interact with envelopes, you see this now. When you interact with a medkit, there will be bandages on the floor. Yes, you could see that people use it, but you could not see how many people use it. Now you can see it by checking on the floor. When you destroy a barrel, there will be remains. When you kill crows, I think even when you scare them, there will be remains. You can see feathers on the floor. Traits will disappear. Now we're gonna talk about that in the, you know, general topic. But you can see a burn mark where the trait was, and there is so much more. When you fence now, when you vault now over specific fences, they will break. I didn't even realize that. I played, and then I heard like a weird cracking sound every time I vaulted, and I'm like, great, another bug. And then I checked, you can actually break parts of the fence off. You still need to vault then, but you can see that somebody crossed there because the planks are broken. So, yeah. Even with doors. Doors cannot be completely closed anymore. They spawn now completely closed, and the moment they're just not, you know somebody went through a door. And you can, of course, mess now with people with Poltergeist. Money bags, the map that you use to reveal the supply points and the extractions. Lots and lots of things. Got a little detail update to make your tracking a little bit more efficient. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the video. It's a crazy long video, there's so much to cover, and I don't even cover 100%. Keep in mind the patch notes will be in the pinned comment and description as always. I'm gonna pick a few more topics that didn't get their own chapter, but I still think the info is important. So we were asking for this since, I don't know, forever, and then they told us they're gonna do it, and then it took years. Well, here we are now. We have now bots in the shooting range. Some of them are actually a little bit hard to spot, and this is great. Some are walking, some are running, some are crouch walking. You can ping in the shooting range to check at what distance you're shooting at them, so you don't even need a friend now that you can shoot in the video game, obviously. So this is really, really cool. Something else that they did is that supply points have now a radius. So in this radius, no other supply point can spawn. I don't know, man. I said that since... yeah, a long time. Okay, so the themed supply points can still spawn close though. So sealed caches or I think even the burned convoy, they can be close to a regular one, but this rule in general is already great because it means whenever we have a non-event, you don't have the 4 supply points around, yeah, one boss layer, or they're all in a Congo line, or they are just sitting in a corner and you will never see them. So good changes. There are a few more good changes though. So all traits found in world now disappear after first use. After interacting with a trait, you have 90 seconds until it will just crumble to dust and leaving a scorch mark in its place. So they decrease the spawn rate for traits, but they have a higher worth than previously. You can also hear and see them in Darkside now. When you're close enough to the traits, you can hear them, and in Darkside they're visible now. So you don't even need Remedy now to look for traits. And I was surprised that the range for it being visible in Darkside is not too bad. Now maybe you might be bummed out that they decreased the rate of trait spurs in the world. However, Meatheads, Brutes and Ursa Mortis are now guaranteed to drop traits on death. I mean, this is good, but they also, well, the pool got a little bit changed. So the pool of dropped traits from Meatheads has been expanded, reducing the average upgrade point value from dropped traits. Yeah. Overall, I think it's a good change. I'm not a huge fan that they disappear. You know how many death cheats you will miss out now because somebody else just took it and then they're gone? This will feel a little bit meh. The question is also, how will that work when you get a trait from a wild target? I think it's the same. So when you interact with a trait that Roger dropped or a Hell Daddy, yeah, I think it will just fade into nothingness. There are 2 more things, or there are actually a couple. So the Hellborn is now more resistant to explosives, but weaker to water bottles. And the Hellborn is guaranteed to drop Death Cheat, Relentless, Rampage, or Remedy when you kill it. So that's nice too. I am not a huge fan of this whole water bottle thingy, because you can still not carry it. The number 1 change that they should prioritize when it comes to water bottle is that when you drop it, it doesn't break. It only breaks when you toss it. Like, you just drop the bottle and it breaks, and then you have the soggy feet thing sound effect. I don't need that. Okay, get rid of that. When I just cycle it, or when I equip something else and it drops regularly on the floor, it should not break it. Because there is so much stuff that you have to react to. The moment you have aggro from dogs, you basically lose the bottle. Because otherwise, against the Firebreather and against the Immolator and against Hell Daddy, it's nice. But when I run as a solo, yeah, I cannot really carry that far, which is a little bit of a shame. They also reworked the Orogoro mine entrance, so that is a little bit changed. Also, one of the silos got removed or opened up. I could sadly not check that out because Mammoth's Gulch just... I either forgot going there, and then when I wanted to record this, I never got that map, which was pretty sad. So, Brutes and Ursa Mortis are now weaker to poison damage. Poison ammo making a return. No, because the Immolators still retain their invulnerability. Poison Clouds. The poison ammo is still kind of Poison Clouds, Hand Crossbow, Poison Bomb do nothing. Yeah. Otherwise, Meatheads, Immolators, Hellhounds, and Water Devils are slightly weaker to poison. The thing is, in PvP, it will be absolutely garbage because everybody will be pledge marks. Don't play poison during the events. There are a few more changes, but it's just... this video needs to stop, otherwise I cannot release it in time. And I think I covered the biggest stuff. There's just minor details here and there. Lots of bug fixes that you can check out though. Sadly, One thing that kind of disappointed me, no change regarding the scarce ammo, so nothing got scarce, like for example Spitzer, and nothing got unscarced. Yeah, they said they're gonna rotate that. The rotations are, I don't know, 6 to 9 months. Don't know how I feel about that. There's other stuff, like the Butcher reignites now the hook when he goes into Enrage. But yeah, please read the patch notes for the details. Otherwise, an hour-long video or something like that, I think that was enough. Ooh, yeah. So there are a few meh things like the Battlepass Rewards, but there are a few really cool things like the Scouting Tower, new tower cards, trades, new AI. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. In case you enjoy these patch info videos, I like what we appreciate too. And don't forget to sub, because I'm always doing these things as fast as I can. And then as always, big shout out to my patrons. Thank you very much for supporting me over on Patreon. You guys are absolutely amazing. And with that, you can check out my link tree. We have a VOD channel, we have a review channel, all the fancy stuff is over there. And yeah, maybe you will find something that you will enjoy. Otherwise, maybe I have something here for you guys. More stuff to watch. I hope you don't mind that. I see you in the next one. Until then, have a good day and bye-bye.